Warning: most items used in this video can be dangerous both physically and chemically. If you wish to attempt, make sure to take proper safety measures before proceeding. Anyways, enjoy the video. Thomas Wooden Railway is known for being one of the most varied Thomas ranges, making dozens of characters from both the TV series and even the Railway series. In spite of the huge catalog, however, there were still quite a few characters that they never did. Today, I want to shed light on one character in particular that still shocks me to this day they never made, and that is the city of Truro. He appeared in both the TV series and the Railway series, has the basis of one of the most famous engines in the world, and has even received merchandise by their companies, even if it's not a lot. Learning Curve had so much source material at their hands to make him, and instead they were still like, nah, let's make some random unnamed trucks who only appeared in one Railway series illustration.
Here comes the money!
Here we go!
As such, I decided to tackle making him in Wooden Railway form, and in this video I will tell you how I did it. The blueprint this time around went through a good amount of changes. His first design had him sporting black wheels and his nameplate pushed between his boiler and running board. After the first draft, I decided to change a couple things, including making his wheels red to match better with the running board, as well as placing the nameplate onto his boiler. This choice was inspired by the Wooden Railway Flying Scotsman, whose nameplate was also put in the same position. As for his basis, I wanted him to be in a similar scale to characters like Edward and James, as his other merchandise featured the same scaling. Now with the blueprint done, I could start buying. This custom was designed quite differently compared to the last two, as I plan to use 4 knockoffs to construct them, including James, Emily's tender, and 2 Stanleys. The main body would be comprised of the James and Emily tender, while using the wheels from the Stanleys to give him his red wheels. Soon all of them were bought and were ready for the customization process. First I started taking apart the James, and this is where the first of my many problems start to begin, with others happening later on. Long story short, I cut through the running board while trying to detach the chassis, leading to this. Nice. Everything else did, however, come off a lot more smoothly, so I guess that counts for something. Then I moved on to Emily's tender, where, wouldn't you know it, it happened again!
Hooray!
Meaning I would have to cut the excess wood off and use wood filler on both. It surely won't get worse later on. Anyways, for a safety valve, I decided to flip James's dome to try making it look like one. Which, truth be told, it doesn't fully look like a safety valve, but hey, Learning Curve would have probably done the same thing anyway. Now it's time for more things to go wrong. Something that I noticed with the City of Truro's design is that this area, which I believe is his firebox area, if I'm wrong please correct me in the comments, thanks, it's a lot bigger compared to the other characters' fireboxes. So using the firebox thing from a spare Gordon I had lying around, I tried cutting it in half to have it fit better. But since I can't have anything nice, it decided to break on me while I was trying to cut it. Now where have I seen that happen before? Regardless of that mishap, I glued the pieces back together and stuck it to James's firebox thing, which was fully sealed with wood filler. After that, I sanded down some of the other pieces and started cutting down the cab, after realizing the other pieces weren't going to fit on the running board. So I started cutting, and somehow by some miracle the entire cab broke off.
I don't want to do this no more.
But as they say, every cloud has a silver lining, even when it rains. And I managed to fully cut off the access and I could finally move on. For the smoke box, I used the dome of one of the knockoff Stanleys to replicate the smoke box handle, as well as using air seal clay to seal up the holes where the face pegs would usually go. Now with all the pieces ready, assembled, filled, sanded, and primed, it was almost time to begin painting. Before I could paint, however, I had to mix some decals, which were pretty simple enough, and now I could start painting. First, mixing different shades of green, I painted the body and tender, as well as using a gold paint pen to do the safety valve. After the cab, chassis, and smoke box were painted, I added on the decals with a red running board to finish. Soon, the finished pieces were clear-coated and assembled, and now the custom was finally done. For the amount of things that went wrong trying to make this custom, I'm really surprised and happy with how he turned out. Yeah, I have no idea what else I can say. Alright, bye.